Hello everyone, welcome back. We are here! Coming back with part 15 of What If Deku Had Venom. Now, where we last left off, Izuku has finally broke out of his cage and, you know, finally has given into his dark self after killing Inko and going on a genocide run. And after going on a genocide route in the city, he has, come back into the League of Villains, finding, Overhaul fighting with Shigaraki and the rest of the League of Villains, seeing that Magnet has died and Mr. Compressed lost one of his arms. In the end, he blew up half of the place there, in a little bit of anger after Overhaul telling him that he is an idiot. And we continue after Izuku actually, when he blew up the left arm of Overhaul, some of his blood being dropped on the ground, so Izuku just tasted and got hold of his quirk, which in the end managed to get Magnet back to life and rebuild the destroyed arm of Mr. Compress. And after that, he just took the League of Villains into his own hideout, and he got into the shower, and after blah 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 from eating dinner and everything, and the League of Villains seeing him on the news, he gone into sleep as Toga just sneaks in the night and slept on top of him. As we cut into Izuku in the morning, he wake up in a cold sweat saying, not again, that stupid asshole dream. As he looking down, he see Toga on top of him. As Toga wake up saying, what is it, Izu? Why are you suddenly wake up? As Izuku said, Toga, get away from me for a little bit. I want to do something important. If anyone from the League of Villains told you where I am, telling them that Izuku is going to, get rid of the garbage. As Toga said, alright. And after that, Izuku just wearing his black hoodie jacket and leave the hideout as we cut into UA. Principal Nezu, Aizawa, All Might, and other, teachers of UA has, make a meeting with a couple other heroes that missed, Principal Nezu has called because Izuku is starting to become a very, very big problem. As All Might said, well, Nezu, what's our plan on attacking Midoriya? As Nezu said, well, first of all, let me introduce to you the new, the heroes that will gonna help us in this, attack. As he pointed on one of the heroes and said, first of all, we have the cursed, we have the command hero, Togata. That just the person that you see right now on the screen as Togata. I don't actually know his name. I think he's from Jujutsu Kaisen and his name is Toji or something like that. Whatever. He's just the command hero. Quirk. Command voice. He can order anyone using his voice. But the side effect that he can't speak normally, and of course his throat start to hurting him from overusing his quirk. As he said, potato flakes, mushroom. As All Might said, what is he saying, Mr. Principal Nezu? As Principal Nezu said, oh, he's just saying it's nice to meet you all. He can't speak normally because of his quirk. As All Might said, I understand. So, as Principal Nezu said, well, the other one will be the dual blade hero from the number one hero in Germany, the dual blade hero, Levi Ackerman, which is looking like this. As All Might said, is he actually a hero? As Principal Nezu said, I know he might be, short, but he's so strong. As Levi Ackerman, quirk, dual blade, he can, create blades out of his bodies, which can cut almost through anything. As Levi said, it's nice to meet you, All Might. to finally meet the number one hero in Japan. And don't underestimate me just because I'm short. As All Might said, alright. As Principal Nezu said, and the third one will be the cursed hero, Sukuna, as he point on a guy with a pink hair and a white coat, or I don't know what's Sukuna normally wears, looking like this, as Sukuna said, so, Principal Nezu, you got me out of my city just to defeat some sort of kid to you? Who do you think I am? As Principal Nezu said, calm down, Sukuna. Maybe you think he's just a kid, but he's so dangerous. As after that, Aizawa said, so, and who is this last person? Pointing on another one. As the last person looking like this, as All Might said, we don't want childrens in our raid, Mr. Principal Nezu. As Principal Nezu said, he's not a child, as the kid is just said, I wonder what the taste of the cloud is. Is it water or is it just some sort of air? As he just looking at the ceiling, All Might said he's not paying any attention. As Principal Nezu said, well, that's because he is the mist hero. I don't actually know this guy name. Let me remember it for a second. Yes, his name is Tokito. As All Might said, is he actually a hero? As Tokito said, I wonder what's the hair taste like. All Might, as All Might looking at the kid said, yes, Tokito. As Tokito said, can I taste your hair? As All Might looking at Principal Nezu said, well, I know he's maybe a little bit weird, but he's so powerful. As All Might said, alright. As Principal Nezu said, and we have another one. You can come in. As after that, the door open up, revealing a guy looks like half robot, looking like this. As after that, he come into the room. As he sit on a chair, as All Might said, well, who is this? As Principal Nezu said, well, this is the green ninja hero. You can call him Genji. As Genji, after that, he stand up and jump on the, on the desk. They are, all of them just sitting on, what they call it? The table, the big table that everyone's sitting on it. As Sukuna said, what the fuck are you trying to do? Get down right now. As Genji said, I don't think so. I come here to give a message, and then I will just gonna leave. As All Might said, what do you mean, Genji? As Genji said, well, first of all, my name is not Genji. As Genji de-transformed into Izuku. As after everyone getting ready to fight, Izuku said, up, no fighting here. Remember, I can blow the living shit out of the school by just one explosion, and I put a lot of bombs around the place, so if you attacked me, I will gonna blow this whole school once and forever, and it will not be just like the last time. The last time I destroyed a little bit. This time everything will gonna get destroyed. As Principal Nezu tried, to press a button under his desk, as Izuku said, oh, you can press it, don't be scared. As Principal Nezu said, what? But he just pressed the button and nothing happened. As Principal Nezu said, why the button is not working? As Izuku said, do you really think that I will just gonna come here without any, plans? Of course I ruined your, how can I say it, warning button or whatever to call police and heroes. So, this is your little team of capturing me, Principal Nezu? A weird looking pink hair guy and a kid that he doesn't look like that he even, caring for what's happening right now, and someone that even shorter than Togoyami himself, and also a guy that he doesn't know how to speak. Are you really gonna put your hopes and dreams into those? How funny. How funny. Well, don't worry, I'm not here to fight. I'm here just to say hello to my old first #1 hero. As he pointed at All Might and start walking on top of the desk into All Might. And after that, he stand in front of All Might. All Might can't he see in front of him just Izuku legs, or shoes you can say. As Izuku got on one knee in front of him, All Might looking up at Izuku's face, Izuku just smiling. As All Might looking into his eyes, he doesn't see a thing, just pure darkness. As All Might said, "What do you want, Midoriya?" As Izuku said, "Well, I think that I have something that you would want to get back, right?" As All Might said, "What do you mean?" As Izuku taking a hair out of his head and said, "Eat this!" As All Might said, "What do you mean by this?" As Izuku said, "Oh, come on, All Might. You know that I have one for all, right?" As All Might eyes whiting and said, "Why do you want to give it back to me? What is your plan?" As Izuku said, "Your quirk is so annoying. Every time I sleep, I wake up in a stupid black void with a couple of people that try to kill me. So, just take it. I doesn't need it in the first place." As he just throwing the hair in front of All Might catches it as he said, "What is your trick here? I doesn't trust you." As Izuku said, "Don't worry, there's no tricks. Just go and give it to your successor Tanjiro, or maybe eat it for yourself. I don't care. But that's all what I want to tell you guys, so goodbye." As he spin around and jump out of the window. Sukuna goes after him, to defeat him, but he doesn't see a thing because Izuku, Kirigiri opened a portal to Izuku to teleport away. As Sukuna said, "Damn it, he ran away." As Principal Nezu said, "All Might," as All Might said, "I don't really trust him, but if he actually saying the truth, we might have a little chance upon him to defeat him." As Principal Nezu said, "I agree with you, so I will gonna leave you to go to Tanjiro and talk with him about this. And looks like Genji is not gonna come into the attack." As Levi said, "What do you mean, Principal Nezu?" As Principal Nezu said, "He was, taking his shape, so that means that Genji is dead." As everyone eyes whiting, and All Might said, "I told you that he's not an easy target. We need a plan, and we need it as fast as possible." As Izuku goes back into the hideout, saying, "Hello everybody! Where is everyone?" As Toga goes to him, hugging him, saying, "Oh, Izu, welcome back!" As, Izuku kisses her on her cheek, saying, "Well, Toga, where is everyone? I mean, Dabi and Mr. Compress and Mustard are here, but, and twice, but where's Shigaraki?" As Toga said, "Well, Shigaraki goes to talk with Overhaul." As Izuku said, "Why would Shigaraki want to talk with Overhaul exactly?" As Toga said, "Well, he called him, so I don't actually know." And after that, Kurigiri gets a call as he said, "Alright, Mr. Shigaraki." As Kurigiri opened a portal for Shigaraki to get, through it. As Izuku said, "Oh, welcome back, Shiggy." As Shigaraki said, "Don't call me Shiggy." "Well, everyone, we have a plan." As Izuku said, "Well, what is it?" As Shigaraki said, "Well, Mr. Overhaul has agreed to work with us in one condition. I will have to send him 3 recruits to work with him for a couple of days." As Izuku said, "So, you will gonna send some of us to work with him?" As Dabi said, "Who are these people gonna be?" As Shigaraki said, well, he wanted Toga and twice, and also he was so specifically asking for you. As he pointed on Izuku, Izuku said, that's understandable, everyone wants me on his side. Well, when are we gonna go? As Toga and Twice start, talking, they saying that they don't want to go there and everything, but Shigaraki convinced them in the end. As Izuku said, well, I will be the leader of this mission. So Toga, Twice, if I saw anyone of you trying, to act reckless, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of him. All right? As Toga and Twice agreed to that, Twice saying, "All right, boss, I will never gonna work with you." As Izuku said, "Great. Now, Kurigiri, please open a portal." As Kurigiri do that into, overhaul hideout. As Izuku, Twice, and Toga standing in front of, Overhaul. As Overhaul said, well, welcome, Toga, Twice, and Venom. As, Izuku smiled and he said, well, Overhaul, looks like that you finally called me, huh? As Overhaul said, well, I will gonna work with your team. In this one condition, as you three will gonna work under my command for a couple of days. So, I want to understand, what are your quirks? As Toga said, hell no, we will not gonna tell you about our quirks. As Twice said, impossible, we will never gonna speak. We will gonna just tell you when the right moment will gonna come. As Izuku said, this is Twice. He can duplicate anyone that he can duplicate anyone and duplicate himself, but he will need some, very lots of information like how tall are they, how much they, their how much their weight and things like that. So it's useful, but he doesn't duplicate himself for some reasons. And this is Toga. She can, copy the transform into anyone that she drink blood of, and as much as she drinks blood, as much as she will gonna be that person for a long time. Is that understandable? As Toga and Twice looking at Izuku. Toga said, hey Izu, why did you told him about our quirks? As Izuku said, stop it Toga, Twice, we are working here. You will just gonna make us, just throwing our plans. Right now we all on the same side, so just follow my commands, understand? As Overhaul said, well, those are interesting quirks, but what's yours? As he pointed at Izuku, Izuku said, oh, my quirk? Well, explosions, earth manipulation and earth creation, and fire, and also what is black whip, danger sense, and I think blades. As one of them, that one mimic the little thing, the black little thing. You know him, the very short guy. As he said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, that's a lots of quirks. Who do you think you are? You are lying." As he, getting in front of Izuku, as he said, "And what's this kind of plan that you're planning to do? You must know that you right now will gonna work under my boss commands, so these will also gonna work under overhaul commands, so you doesn't have any power here, understand?" As he pointed at Izuku looking at him. Izuku got on one knees as he looking at, Mimic with a big smile on his face as he start, licking his fingers saying, Overhaul, you didn't tell me that you have such a tasty, comrades. He's looking so tasty. Can I eat him? As he getting closer to Mimic. Mimic looking into Izuku eyes, he just see darkness, which make him start shaking in fear. As he said, as Izuku said, well, you're looking like a little chicken, so We love chickens. As Mimic immediately go to hide behind, Corona leg, as Overhaul said, well, can you leave him please? And this he actually right. Did All For One is the one that give you all these quirks? As Izuku said, nope, I just got them myself. As Overhaul said, what do you mean you got them yourself? I only know that Overhaul is the only one that can take quirk. As Izuku said, All For One can take quirks. I can copy quirks. My main quirk is called DNA copy. Anyone that I get a little bit out of his DNA, I can, copy his quirk perfectly and get it into and get the quirk into the full potential of the quirk. So, I only need something like a drop of wet, blood, hair, something, bones, anything that belongs to that person that I want to, copy his quirk. I'm gonna get it forever, and it will be permanently a part of me. As Overhaul eyes waiting, saying, very interesting. Saying in his mind, if he can copy the, eerie quirk, that will gonna make my plans much easier. But is he really gonna just let me suck his blood out of his body? I don't think so. As Overhaul stand up and said, well, welcome into my team. Welcome into the Yakuza. As he holding his hand in front of Izuku to shake it. Izuku said, I'm still not trusting your little hand. We might gonna take a little bit of time before we start, getting into the shaking part. As Overhaul getting his hand down and said, well, Korono, Mimic, take Twice and Toga and, let them know the place. You, Venom, can you come with me? As Izuku said, you can call me Izuku or Midoriya if you want. But Venom is also good. As Overhaul said, well, Midoriya, come with me, please. As he take Izuku away. Izuku looking left and around, and left and right. Venom in his head said, why are we doing this, Izuku? I don't trust this guy. He's planning something. I can smell it. He's smelling so dirty. As Izuku said, don't worry. We will gonna kill him the moment that we gonna get the chance. As Overhaul stand in front of one of the doors in the hallway, as he said, well, I keep my, the main thing that keep my plan into work. The only thing that right now I use to accomplish my dreams. As Izuku said, ooh, I wonder. What could that be? As Overhaul opened the door, revealing a little girl sitting on her, bed, as she getting scared, going into, the corner of her room, start tearing up. As Izuku looking at her, he was smiling, but all of a sudden, he stopped smiling, and his eyes that, absolute black in them, start to turn a little bit green. As Overhaul speaks, saying, this is Eri. She is my main weapon in this plan. I can use her. Her quirk give me the ability to turn the quirk into erase the quirk into the point of non-existence. That's how I make my, bullets. As Izuku looking at Overhaul. Once he looking at him, he said, so, you are sucking out her blood? As Overhaul said, do you want to see how it's done? As Izuku said, well, I will really appreciate it. As Overhaul said, well then. Eri, prepare. As Eri starts crying, saying, no, please leave me alone. Please, someone help me, please. As Venom and Izuku has saying, Izuku, kill this person now. As Izuku said, wait, I just want to know. as Venom said, "Come on already, kill him!" As Izuku said, "When did you get some moral in your head, Venom?" As Venom said, "He's so disgusting to me! Torturing a little girl? This is too much for me! We want him dead, Izuku!" As Izuku said, "And we will gonna get him dead, just wait." As Korono come into the room and put Eri on the chair, as Eri just trying to get out of the chair, and after that they put all the needles in her body as she starts screaming while Izuku and Overhaul watching her. And after that, she, being sucked out all of her blood. As Korono said, "Well, boss, she's dead." As Izuku said, "You just killed your own weapon. Your own tool to make your bullets." As Overhaul said, "And here where my quirk start to play its turn." As he take off his gloves and said, "Every time that she, being emptied out of the blood, I can just start again from the beginning." As he disintegrates, Eri turning her into dust, and after that he rebuilt her into, the point where she were perfect, as she just crying and screaming, pleading for him to stop, as Izuku just getting angry. The darkness in his eyes turn full dark, as Overhaul just looking at Eri. Izuku looking at Overhaul from behind, he just in his mind saying, "He is dead! He is funeral!" As after that Overhaul looking behind, Izuku immediately eyes turned back into the normal black, as he said, "Well, this is how I make my bullets. And I got you here for a reason." As Izuku said, "I wonder what could this reason be?" As he taken a little bit of, syringe with airy blood, as he said, "Can I take your arm?" As Izuku said, "So, you want me to copy her quirk?" As Overhaul said, "Smarter than you look." "Yes, I want you to copy her quirk." As Izuku said, "I'm not gonna become your little sucking, little blood, what they call it, little blood bag for you to just suck me out of my blood and rebuild me again." As Overhaul said, "I know that you will not gonna do that, but I wonder what will happen if you copied her quirk. These are information that I'm really curious about. I want to know how this will gonna affect you." As Izuku said, "So you are acting with me like a little rat lab, huh?" As Overhaul said, "You can say it whatever you want to look at it from any perspective you want, but are you gonna take it or not?" As after that, Izuku takes the syringe out of Overhaul hand, as he injects the blood into his veins, which Venom has made him able to copy the quirk and fusion it with Izuku DNA, giving him rewind. As Overhaul said, "So, how is it?" As Izuku said, "Nothing much. I copy it perfectly. So, do you want to test it?" As Overhaul said, "Yeah, I would want to." As he immediately turned around, turning his glove into dust, and after that he put his hand on one of his goons, which is not someone important, as Eri just trying to look away. As Izuku said, "Shit, you are so brutal. I like it." As Overhaul said, "Well, are you gonna rewind him or not?" As after that, Izuku goes to what's left from the dead body and, touch it. As he start thinking about rewinding it, rewind it, and the guy come back the life. As he taking a deep breath and said, what's happened?" As Overhaul's eyes waiting, saying, "It worked. It's really worked." As Izuku said, "Boom. Now, another quirk into my little, another quirk, putting it into the other couple of quirks that I have. So, what are we gonna do now, Overhaul? Or should I call you boss or whatever?" I'm gonna call you Chisaki. Is that good? Or maybe Kai. Yeah, Kai, I like it. As Overhaul said, call me whatever you want. I don't care, but come with me. And Corono, as Corono said, yes, boss. As he Overhaul said, get Eri back to her room. We had enough for today. As he take Eri back to her room, Izuku, remember where Eri room is, keeping this information in his mind as he go with Overhaul. And the next week, All Might has given one for all back into Tanjiro, and this time Tanjiro actually inherited, and he managed to to be able to finally get full Kaling into 15% for now, and he've gone into Night Eye Agency, Izuku with Overhaul and Toga, and twice Izuku has impressed Overhaul a lot. He is so helpful in every single way that could possibly ever be imagined. In fighting, in combat, and information, infiltration, and other missions. He's just so helpful to Overhaul, which make Overhaul start, sometime asking him to leave the League of Villains and join him. Izuku said, nah, I like it. With the League of Villains, Overhaul just, trying to convince him, but he, will not gonna give up so easily, as one day, Izuku, Toga, and Twice sitting in a little room, the resting room, as Izuku just playing with his phone, Toga just cleaning her knives, and Twice doing whatever Twice normally do, as after that, the alarm goes off as Izuku said, "What's happening?" As Venom in his head said, "I don't know, Izuku, but looks like someone is attacking us." As Toga said, "Ooh, it must be heroes. Is that right, Izuku?" Izuku said, "Maybe, I don't really know. Let's go and see what's happening." As Corona with Overhaul come into the room, as Overhaul said, the heroes are attacking us. As Izuku said, "Cool. Well, let's go and beat their asses." As Overhaul said, "No, you are gonna come with me. Toga, Twice, go with me, what he called, a mimic." As Izuku go with Overhaul and, Corona, as Corona holding Eri, Izuku looking at her from behind, Eri looking at Izuku eyes, quite scared. But at the same time, is feared a little bit warm, because Izuku smiling at her a little bit different. Not his scary, worthless smile. I'm not worthless, merciless smile, but actually a warm one. As after that, he and Overhaul and Corona just walking, as from behind the sound being heard saying, "Stop right there, Overhaul." As Izuku looking behind, he see Lemillion, as Lemillion said, "I will gonna stop you right here, and I will gonna get that girl back." And this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell us what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen to the next part. Well, we have nothing more to say then. We were here.